वाहिगुरु, आवाज़ आ रही है मेरी?
भाई थोड़ी आवाज आ रही है।
बाकियों ने म्यूट कर दियो।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु नानक साहब हजूर, धन धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह, धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज। हवाए बंदगी आबुर दर वयूद मरा, वगरना ज़ौके चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। भूल छिमो हमरी प्रभापन, भूलनहार कहाँ को मोसो। कर कासा दर्शन की पूक, मैं दर मांगो नीता नीत। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We have been sharing discourses on the JAPJI. We've gone through 5 paudis. Today we start the 6th paudi. We all live a life of deception. We deceive ourselves most of all, but we think we are deceiving others. What is the deception we live? Guru tells us that in every step of his body. And until we break this deceptive life of ours, we will be going in circles and find no rest. The baggage which we carry is the baggage of our karma, and the foundation of that is our ego. The entire creation is created out of duality. From the source, everything is divided into two. That is how the balance of creation happens. Otherwise, it will not be possible. Let me explain this a little. In the Asa di Var, Guru Sahib says, Aapine aap sajiyo, Aapine rachiyo now. He is self-created. And he creates the Naam, his pathway to him. And then he creates nature, doi kudrat sajiye. The entire world rests on duality. That's how the balance exists. Wherever there is a pull, there will be a push. Wherever there is good, there has to be bad to define it. So the source of the energy which the Creator gives, he divides it into two for the creation to happen. Kar asan ditho chao. And he rests himself in this entire creation with a lot of chow, lot of keenness, lot of energy. We only know this duality of life, and in that also we don't know it absolutely. So when we love, we also hate. When we meet, we also separate. So in this way, we don't know the real life, which is absolute, which is unchanging. These factors are all changing. This deception which we live, this deception which we call our life, we assume it to be real. And when we do this, we create what Guru calls Maya. What is not real, we assume it to be real. Like a mirage in the desert. We see something which is not there, and we assume it to be there. And in this life and the facade of life which we created, we measure everything from our own perception. A Greek philosopher used a very nice line when he says, man is the measure of all things. I measure everything from my own ego, from my perception. So in this way, I never know Guru Nanak, because I am looking at Guru Nanak with the vision of my ego. I never meet him, because I am the hindrance, I am the curtain, I am the wall, I am the separation between me and my Guru. And that's why the Guru says that without the ego you cannot know Hukam. Without dropping the ego we cannot know Hukam. We cannot know the Creator's creation without dropping our ego. Because this is the way we say we are separate from our own Creator. Our ego is our statement. By itself there is nothing wrong in the ego. Ego is the way the world is. Haume eo hukum hai, paiye khirt firaye. This is the part of his hukum. But to stop at the ego, not go beyond the ego, not know the source of where I have come from, not know what is beyond the ego, there's the deception. And so Guru says, haume dirag rog hai, दारू भी इसमें है, कृपा करे जे अपनी ता गुर का शब्द कमाए. If there is a grace, if there is a karam, if there is another from beyond the ego, only then the ego can fall. And this is the role of the Shabad. Somebody asked me the other day, what is Shabad? A very apt question. Because when we go into the Guru Granth Sahib, the Shabad is mentioned everywhere. And when we translate Shabad in literal terms, it means the word. But in the Guru Granth Sahib, the Shabad is representative of the entire creation. The Creator himself is Shabad. It can be defined Shabad, which we know from his source. That's why we revere the Guru Granth Sahib Shabad, because that is the defined Shabad, which the Guru has approved of. From his own dhyan, he has approved of these Shabads to be from the source, from the Creator himself. So this is the defined Shabad. And this is our way of meeting the Shabad of the Creator himself. Meeting the Creator. That is why Bani, which is synonym with Shabad, is synonym with Amrit. Amrit Bani har har teri. Sun sun jeeva paramgat meri. What is Amrit? We have discussed earlier. Unconditional happiness. Anand. The source of happiness which is forever. That rests on the seed of my mind. and can be found within us all. But we need the Guru for that. Because to understand what is within me, to understand what is within us all, it needs the understanding of us, needs the understanding of what is the ego, what is the role of the ego, and how Shabad is related to the ego. Because Guru Sahib says, "How may Shabad jalai." So in this way, we don't meet Guru Nanak. We only have perceptions of Guru Nanak. So I'm measuring him that this is how Guru Nanak is. But there is always my ego from which I am seeing Guru Nanak. And that is never real. It can be closer to real, but it can never be the absolute vision. The absolute vision is when I am not, and only he is. Till I am, till my ego is, my perceptions are limited. My view is limited. I can't see beyond time. Guru says, "Eh netro anse, Satgur miliye divdrisht hoi." These eyes are blind to see the dimensions which we want to see, for the deception to fall. But when we meet the Guru, we get the vision from our man. The tool which is our reality is our man. We have to figure out the relationship between ego, our man, and the man which is never changing. The man which has the relationship with the ego charges the ego, energizes the ego, but is unaffected by the ego. Whatever facade of role I play in this life, there is a part of me, part of my man, where I am not, but the Creator rests as a partner to my creation, as a partner to my life, always energizing me. That is how we live. That is how breath comes to us. That is how we get rest when we sleep. That's not coming from our ego source. It comes from the source of life which is beyond the ego. Guru Nanak Sahib calls it Sun. Thus, the experience of Sun ka vasa, Sun Samadhi. We start the sixth body today, and let's discuss what Guru Sahib talks about in the sixth body. As a preamble, I've mentioned my thoughts about this body. But let me first read out the body, and then we discuss it.
ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद तीरथ नावा जे तिस पावा बिन भाणे के नाय करी जेती सिरठ उपाई वेखा बिन कर्मा के मिलै लई मत विच रतन जवाहर माणक जे एक गुर की सिख सुनी गुरा एक दे बुझाई सबना जियां का एक दाता सो मैं विसर ना जाई ਗੁਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਦੇ ਬੁਝਾਈ, ਸਭਨਾ ਜੀਆਂ ਕਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਾਤਾ, ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਵਿਸਰ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ।
ਸਭਨਾ ਜੀਆਂ ਕਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਾਤਾ, ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਵਿਸਰ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ। ਗੁਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਦੇ ਬੁਝਾਈ, ਸਭਨਾ ਜੀਆਂ ਕਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਾਤਾ, so मैं visar na jai. This is the reality of life, where there is no deception. The Creator is existent in this own creation, and He is one. And all of us have Him as our source. The moment we forget that, we live in Maya, in deception. But the moment we live in that awareness, then we live the real life. That is the truth. That's the Satnam. In this body, Guru talks about Tirath, pilgrimages. Well, this is the deception. The whole figuring out of spirituality has to be done in the man. We don't like to do that. We don't want to deal with our ego. We don't want to deal with what is happening within us. But we create these facades of deception. Like we go on pilgrimages nowadays. 5 or 6 friends get together. They will travel to the destination, go for the darshan, do some shopping, do some sightseeing, and then come back. Which part of this pilgrimage has to do with the man? Which part of this has addressed what is the state of our mind? Which part of this travel to the darshan has it addressed our relationship to our Creator? Because that's the only darshan which is possible. Seeing from the physical eyes is not darshan. Darshan is when I change my mind forever. When I drop it, I drop my ego and accept the one energy which has created me. That is darshan. That's the pilgrimage. And for that I don't need to travel anywhere. I don't need to go and bathe anywhere. I can do the bathing, I can do the travel. But I need to be aware that my man has to be sorted in this process. My mind has to be focused, attached to something which is apart from my ego, which is different from my ego, which is not coming from my own desires, my own manifestations. This is the word we all like nowadays. We manifest. Are we manifesting reality? Because there is only one reality. And if the manifestation of reality is mine and within my reach, then Guru Nanak's Mool Mantar has not been understood. Ajuni Sahib. Or like in the Pauri before this, he says, Thapya na jaye, kita na hoy. But we like to draw ourselves into these ego games. And in this, we create more wandering, more frustration, more incompleteness. Blind to our own reality, blind to the reality of what is the creation. And then we need to define Tirath. What is the pilgrimage? Where does the deception fall? That's where the dharam starts. Where does the deception of the ego not being real go away? That's when I meet the Guru. Otherwise, I don't meet the Guru. Its physical meeting is not meeting the Guru. When the man becomes one with the Guru, that's when we meet the Guru. When our love breaks the boundaries of creation and makes us one, makes us merge, makes us give up ourselves when the drop merges with the ocean. जो जल में जलाए खटाना त्यों ज्योति संग ज्योत समाना. Then what happens? मिट गए गमन पाए विश्राम. Wandering ceases and we find rest. Rest is not found only in our sleep. In fact, the rest which we get in our sleep has to do with two parameters. One is the unrest of the day has to be thrown out, completed. The incompleteness of the whole day is troubling us. So we complete this. That's called the REM sleep, random eye movement, where we dream through our incomplete thoughts and complete them. Because until we don't do that, we can't go beyond ourselves. But once we've done that, the mind finds its rest in the sleep, when the ego is dropped. So it is subconscious. We are not aware of it, but that's what charges us. In the Gurbani, it is called Sukhopat Avastha. Jagrat, Supan, Sukhopat. Where the mind drops in the sleep and we merge with our source, and that's what charges us. So sometimes we can get a half an hour nap and it's a power nap. Sometimes we sleep for 8 hours and we don't find rest. It has to do with this Sukhopat, where the restlessness of the day has gone away and we merge with our source. That's what energizes us in our sleep, and that is what will energize us in our awakened state as well. The moment this unconscious exercise becomes conscious, when we have this ability to consciously drop our ego, I'm wrong when I say we have. I would say when the karam happens, the nadar happens, the grace happens, when the Shabad carves us out of our falseness, kadiye, Shabad sachi taksal. When the Shabad carves what is false, what is imperfect, what is not the primal mind out of us, and we can walk into that land in our man, where there is absolute beauty, love, and happiness forever. When we face our inner reality face to face, we are not able to see that reality. We can't see it because our ego doesn't let us see it. And we want to hold on to our ego and yet see it. So when we go and meet Guru Nanak, we judge Guru Nanak. We let our ego pass judgments and we say yes or no. That's our way of deceiving ourselves. But you see, in every word, in every line, in every body, Guru is breaking the deceptions of life. He is breaking the falsehood and clearing the reality which is there. Gura ek de bujai, sabna jiyan ka ek data, so main visar na jai. This one awareness I should live in, that I have a source, my creator, and that my ego is a temporary phenomena. It's not permanent. It is not a permanent reality until I meet my creator. When I do meet, then my ego doesn't get shredded. It doesn't need to get shredded because it merges with the creator. So in this way, the gurus are always here. They have merged with the creator and they exist everywhere. If we have the ability to call them through our dhyan, then we can connect. It's not that they come, they are here. We become present. Often we hear people saying, live in the moment. You can only live in the moment if you drop your thoughts and if your mind is merged with its reality. गुरा एक दे बुझाई सबना जियां का एक दाता सो मैं विसर ना जाई. Maharaj talks about a reality today which has to do with which has to do with our deception, our way of deceiving. When we go to cremations, when we go to these emotional moments of separation, one thing which comes across is that we are again living deceptions. We want good for those who've departed us. But the reality is that if we have figured this out during our living lifetime, then the results will be to our liking. Then we have more control over what we would become. Because we've sorted the mind's inner layers while we live. But if we haven't done that, then life becomes complicated. Then what we carry with us is our baggage, what we have done, what our seeds are, and where that will take us. There's very little control we have. So the Guru does invite us. He says, इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. When the body goes, where does the mind go? Search within your mind. We don't want to search. We don't want to drop the ego. We want to judge. Because we have this freedom during our lifetime. We have the ego, which is a platform which is given to us. We can use it as we want. Free will exists in this way. But we are answerable for that free will. Guru Sahib says in the Asa Divar, he says, have a longer vision about life. De lambi nazar nihal. See far where you are, what you are, where you are going, what will happen. The Kudrat which we live in is not an absolute existence. And in this way we live dualities. So the happiness is living with sorrow. When we seek happiness, sorrow comes with it. We don't know these rules. This is part of the hukum. I often hear sometimes these podcasts when they say God is very selfish, He wants us to focus on Him. He wants us to revere Him. What a small vision. Well, there is only one in this whole creation. There is no two. There is only the Creator. And if we are saying we don't want to focus on the Creator because we don't want to fall into this trap of this narrow thinking God, there is no thinking here. We want to live a deceptive life, we have the freedom to do it. But the pains will be ours to carry. That's the only issue. Because the way we live, we are answerable for that. The good, bad, ugly is our problem. And in this way we create tirath. But look what Guru Nanak says about Tirath. Tirath nama jetis pama. For the Guru, the one reality always exists within his man. His focus is very clear. He lives this world. He enjoys the good, bad and ugly like we do. But he has a big part of himself focused in a reality, in a centering, in a dhyan, which is very stable and which is a source of energy, which is timeless, which never dies, which is restful, which is full of happiness. And in this way, that's the real world. So he lives the changing world, but his feet are well grounded on the unchanging mind, which he calls the ghar, the house. Nij ghar, nij thaun. Bhagat Ravidas calls it Begumpura, a city without sorrow. बेगमपुरा शहर को नाव, दुख अंधो नहीं तैठाऊं. No sorrow, no tension and pressures. अब मोहे खूब वतन गह पाई, वहाँ खैर सदा मेरे पाई. I have found a great land, he says. Here I am taken care of forever. So the sadhus, the sant, the guru, he deals in the real world. The truth which can never be taken away, which never changes and which is forever. In the Siddh Gosht, Guru Sahib says this, Saach vakhar ke hum ban ja rahe. I deal in truth, he says. That's why I travel the world, dealing in truth, looking for those who seek truth. And in my view, it's not as though he's not doing it today. The spirit world has multiple dimensions. Those who are connected to him are part of him. Those who are separated in the ego, they are not connected to him. And we are not connected to him, so we create deceptions. And this Tirath is our deception. We take a flight to a place which we think is holy, pilgrimage, talk about the world on the way. I was trained by an immensely spiritual person. Sant Gyani Niranjan Singh used to stay in Patiala. And I spent some years with him when I was much younger. And he used to repeat this line often. Saad ko milne jaiye, saath na lijye koi. When you go and meet the Saad, one who is the Guru, don't take anybody with you. And this was the pilgrimage, where my man is already present with him, with the person I'm going to see, or the situation I'm going to be in. We are very close to Fatehgarh Sahib in Patiala. And sometimes he would tell me in the middle of night, 3 o'clock or 4 in the morning, to take out the car, tell no one. And we would both vanish to Fatehgarh. I remember doing it for many, many times. Fatehgarh Sahib is the place where the Sahibzadas of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib proved that the physical reality is not absolute. Where they challenged the Mughal autocracy and showed the resplendence of their spirit, the timelessness of their spirit, where they lived what their father was living, the spiritual life. Very near Fatehgarh Sahib is a place where they were cremated. That is called Jyoti Saroop, where their grandmother and they were cremated. It's called Jyoti Saroop. We used to go there, and he would stand in prayer for hours. I was always in attendance. And he once told me that places like this, if we need answers to life, we can come. This is our pilgrimage. And we don't move till we get an answer. So in the middle of the night at 3 or 4 in the morning, we would be at this Gurdwara. What I'm trying to say is that if the mind is present with the source of our Creator, then the life itself is a pilgrimage. Let me take you to this dialogue between the Siddhs and Guru Nanak. Lohripa is the name of the yogi from the Gurmat who is dialoguing with Guru Nanak Sahib. And I would like to present the two different ways of approaching spirituality. Maybe this happened in Shabad, but this dialogue happened in 2, 3, 4 places, so I am not a judge of where exactly this would happen. But the yogis talk about their reality. Hati bati rahe nirale, rook birk udyane. We live in the greens, in the forest. Kand mool aharo khaiye. Live whatever vegetation is there. Kand mool is the name of some fruits, vegetables. Audu bole gyane. Tirath naiye, sukh phal paiye. Mail na lage kani. Mail na lage kai. And we go to Tirath, to pilgrimages. This is the yogis narrating their spiritual life. He says, we go to Tiraths, bathe there. And we see this today also. If we go to Hardwar, we go to other places. 68 Tirath stations are recognized in the Hindu religion. Gorakhput Lohripa bole, Jog Jugat Bid Sai. This is the method of our Jog, our Jugat. Jugat is the method. Now, in every religion, in every spiritual path, there is a Jot and a Jugat, the goal and the method. Like in Sikhism, Khalsa is the Jugat, method. And Shabad is the Guru, the Jot. Guru Sahib goes through this. He answers this. I'm trying to bring out this aspect of the Tirath. And what does Guru Nanak say about this? Hati bati neend na aave, par kar chit na dolai. Neend na aave, less sleep. The other's house does not attract me. The other's wealth, what the other has, does not attract me. This is Guru Nanak Sahib. Bin naame man tek na tekai, Nanak pukh na jai. This is what Guru Nanak measures as spirituality. Maharaj says, Bina naam, without naam, you do not find stability. Man take na tikai. We do not find our own stability without Naam. Naam is that the vision without the ego, where I am not, where my love enraptures me in the presence of the Creator, of the Guru, where I give up myself for the Guru's presence. Heart patan, and then he says, Nanak bhukh na jai, and then the hunger doesn't go away. Unless the mind is sorted, the mind's hunger will drive us back into the ego. And the hunger can be of different things. It can be physical, it can be of sexual desires, it can be of wanting recognition, because this I has to be fed. So I want others to recognize me. I should get garlands, I should be giving more speeches, whatever. This hunger doesn't go away. I don't get satiated. Banna puriyan par. May carry all the wealth of the world, yet I will be hungry. I will not be satiated. That's the nature of ego. Heart patan kar gur dikhaya, sehje sach vaparo. The Guru shows me the stability within me, sehj, where my outer wandering goes away, where I find that which is I am seeking is with me all the time, in my inner mind. Sehje sach vaparo, and without effort I deal in truth. Sach vaparo. Khandat nidra alap aharam. I give up sleeping because I don't need so much sleep. Small eating. Nanak tat vicharo. This is the tat. This is the absolute truth of life, where I live the reality of the inner mind being absorbed with the Creator Himself, where the ego's deception of the outer world doesn't blur the vision of reality. So what the yogi's perception of tirath, of living in small means, living in eating vegetation where they are, Guru says, but what about the mind? Till the mind is sorted, all this has no meaning. The physical is not the absolute reality. That's a changing reality. That's a reality we will all give up. That is only an opportunity. How you are living has only meaning if the mind is sorted in it. You could be sitting in treasures and your mind is sorted out, connected. And you could be a beggar and yet you are hungry. The outer reality doesn't have the measure of what we are, the measure of what our state of man is. That is our reality. And in this way, when tirath is defined, Guru Sahib says, Tirath Naman Jao, Tirath Naam hai. The man meets its creator, that's the Tirath. Tirath Shabad Vichar Antargyan hai. When the inner reality, the awareness of what is the creation, when I become aware of that, that is the Tirath. That's my pilgrimage. I could be doing it in thousands of people, and yet I am focused. And I could be alone, yet my mind is wandering. So it has to do with the state of my mind, Maharaj. Tirath Naman Jao, Tirath Naam hai. Taking his name, feeling the love of the Creator within me, getting connected to that source of joy within my man, that is Tirath. तीरथ पूरा सतगुरु जो अन दिन हर नाम ते आए. Maharaj says the pura Satguru, the complete Guru, is my Tirath, who is constantly immersed in Naam, night and day. Antar mail je Tirath name, tis Vaikunt na jana. Within the man I am corrupted, I am not cleansed, my mind is in deception, and I am bathing in the Tirath place. That's not how I will reach the space of love with my Guru, Vaikunt. Vaikunt is like the Sachkhand. Vaikunt is like the Begumpura. That's what Guru tells us. Bhagat Kabir tells us about his reality. Tirath nama jetis mama. My Tirath is if the Creator likes what I am doing, if I have connected with Him, if my man has immersed in love, not for a reason, but the love by itself which exists in entire creation. Because the love for a reason is again the love of deception. That's a duality. Doi kudrat saji. From the one source, two are made. So when we connect to either of these two, we only connect to part of Him. Tirath nama jetis pama. Guru says that only if the Creator is accepted me, that is my Tirath, that's my pilgrimage, that's my wanting, that's my hunger, that's my calling. And that only happens when I drop my ego. Otherwise I don't have a space. I cannot enter that space with my ego. Like we leave our slippers outside the house before we go in. We have to drop the ego before we enter the realm of the Creator. Nejkar. हाँ में दीर्घ रोग है, दारू भी इसमें है. कृपा करे जे अपनी ता गुर का शब्द कमाए. This is the role of the Shabad. And how do I connect with the Shabad when my mind is wandering? We all know the story of Guru Nanak and the Namazi. When the Namazi says, you consider us all to be one, you see no Hindu, no Muslim, no difference, then do namaz with me. So Maharaj is in the line for namaz, but he doesn't read the namaz. And after the namaz, the Qazi comes and asks him, you have not read the namaz with us. You see how you are. You are not true to what you say. Maharaj says, but you were selling or buying horses in Kabul. You were not doing namaz. Your mind was somewhere else. You are not in the presence of the Guru, of the God, of Allah. Your mind is not stable. So is my need to have a stable mind. Like we can hang a picture, we put a nail in the wall and then we hang the picture. The nail has to be stable, it has to be firm, it has to be fixed. So my man has to be stable, firm, fixed. Aharan, the anvil, the hammersmith's anvil. That's the entire stability, rests on the stability of the mind. And how does the mind become stable? It becomes thoughtless, it becomes stable. It all happens from Sunnah. Don't misunderstand this. Sunnah. I get focused when I listen. सुनिए दुख पाप का नाश, नानक भगता सदा विगास. We will come to the four bodies of Sunnah before we come to Manna. Practice. Listening before we practice. We don't listen. When the Guru talks to us, we don't listen. Our mind is blabbering its own thoughts. Oh, this is acceptable. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is right. I don't think this is okay. I think this is... I am always judging. I'm never following. I'm never listening. My mind is not fixed on anything. That's my problem. I don't have the ability of a stable mind, but I can work on it. Aaron mat. We say we want to know, but that's again deception. We don't really want to know. We want to carry our ego baggage. And while we carry our ego baggage, we cannot merge with reality. We cannot know it. So our love for our ego is more than a love for anything else. So the need for I is my primary need. I am. And wherever this I am gets recognition, I find my God there. I'm a good dancer. I dance. And the more that people appreciate me, the happier I am. But that's good. Nothing wrong in it. But this dance, where have those qualities come from? Who has given us those qualities? This dance, does it last for how long? While in that dance, if I have connected to the dance of the Creator, then this whole thing makes very good sense. When the physical and the spiritual have merged to create a new reality for myself, where I don't have an ego when I'm dancing, or when I'm singing, or when I'm writing. Because all of perfection comes from a source which is without me. When I'm in the flowing of my writing, I've forgotten myself and allowed the writing to take over. That's when the Creator is writing. Ghalib says this in one place. आते हैं गैब से मज़ामे ख्याल में, गालिब सरीर खामा नवाए सरोशे. Where do I drop myself? That's where creation meets reality. Where I meet God. In I is dropped when I become like Him. I merge with Him. And then perfection is created. So we see that age has no relevance when the symphonies were created. What was the age? Perfection finds its way. We don't recognize it. We don't accept it. And we let our thoughts guide us. We see actually only when we are thoughtless. When we are in thought and seeing, then the thought is judging all the time. This is nice. This is good. This is bad. But there are those moments, aha moments of life, where I drop the thought immediately. When I'm so shocked by the beauty or the awe of things. And in Buddhism, it's called Satori, where it has inspired me to go in so much that I've dropped myself, that I'm no more. Only the Creator is. Satori. Tirath nama jetis pama. Only if you are, the Creator has accepted me in His house. Only when my ego is gone. Ved paane ke nae kari. Without you, without the Creator's presence, all this creation is meaningless. It's a facade of deception then. But with the Creator in itself, in my mind focused on the Creator, this becomes a reality. So you see in the Asa Divar, he presents both the facets. He says, Sache tere khand, Sache Brahmand. And then he also says that this is all false. So it depends on the state of my man. If I am attached or detached, if I am attached, I am in his dargah. If I am detached, that I am in my ego world, without the Creator. जेती सिरठ उपाई वेखा विण कर्मा के मिले लई. Whatever creation I am seeing, without His grace, I will find nothing. It's all His grace. Tol taram daya ka poot. The creation is from His daya, from His love for us all, from His leela. Jeti sirt upai vekhan. Whatever creation I see, vin karma ke mile lai. Without His grace, without His love, without the blessing, without His nurturing, I will find nothing in it. It's not the physical possession. It's the real gem which exists in creation for me, for us all, as humans, is that aspect of life which can give us a life forever, the Amrit without dying, happiness without death. Where the man has found its inner reality and found a place which never changes. सगल पवन के नायका एक छिन दर्श दिखाए जी. Show me that reality once, Creator of this entire creation. For one fraction of a second, show me that reality that all creation is you, none other. All creation is Guru Gobind Singh Sahib. Maharaj says, Mat vich ratan jawahar manak, je ek gur ki sikh suni. Without listening to the Guru, I will not be transformed. We go to a restaurant to eat and we order food to the waiter, to the serving person. He listens to us. That is how the food comes on the table to our liking. If he doesn't listen, then he is not in attendance. Then this whole concept of us going and eating and getting what we want will not happen. Like that, if we are in attendance to the Creator and we don't listen to the Guru, then we are not in attendance. Our man doesn't get transformed. We don't get aware of the inner realities of life. Maharaj says, Mat vich ratan jawahar manak. Within us are real jewels. And what is the wealth? Guru Nanak calls that wealth which is never taken away from us. That Anand which doesn't separate from us once we found it. Mat vich ratan jawahar manak. Bhai Nandlal says it beautifully. Daulat Javed Bashad Bandagi. Bandagi kun bandagi kun bandagi. The wealth of life is the bandagi, is being attached to my Creator. Let me be attached. That's my wealth. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. Jinko nadar karam tinkar. This is the life of nadar, not of karam. Not of action and reaction. Where my baggage, it goes away with my ego. When he says that this ego is my disease, and in it is the solution also. हमें दीर्घ रोग है, दारू भी इसमें है. The solution of the ego is within the ego. Dropping the ego, the walls will go away, the hukum will come alive. The Creator's presence will be felt and known. This Bhagat Kabir invites us and says, Bande khoj dil har roz. Search within your mind. And what will we search? We search beyond our thought. We search the man to a degree where the thoughts are gone. And the mind finds its dhyan. And dhyan is the reality of the man. It's its natural state. The thoughts are the ego world, distorting the natural state. But the dhyan is going back to its source, which Guru Nanak says, it doesn't matter what you are eating, where you are going, it matters what is your man. Is your man attached? Is your man firm? Is your man stable? Bin naame man tek na tikai. Without a naam, it will not find its firmness. It will not find its stability. Matters not what you are eating, where you are going. All these debates are our distraction. And when people debate about meat, non-meat, this is the other issue. We like to distract ourselves. We don't want to go into our man and live the bliss within our man. We want to debate on what we are eating or not eating. We eat or not eat. What's the state of my man? And how does Guru Nanak then address it? He says, fools are debating over meat and non-meat. This is not the issue. The issue is, have you gone within your mind, beyond your thoughts, to the realm where Naam exists within me, where I am in love with my Guru, my Creator, to a point where I can give up my ego. That's the issue. Maharaj says, Mat vich ratan jawahar manak. Within my mind, the jewels of creation exist. Those which can never be taken away from me. Je ik gur ki sikh suni. If once we have listened to the Guru in completeness, dropped our man, and merged ourselves with our Guru, then we have become the Gurus. Then we have known Atam Ras. Then we have known the state of Guru's presence. Then we have known the state of the Creator's presence. Then we have known that deception which we were living is not real. Then the Brahm, the falsehood goes away, the deception goes away. Then the love which we find with our God and our Guru defines our life to a point where nothing else matters. Mat vich ratan jawahar manak. Je ik gur ki sikh suni. Once I have heard my Guru so completely that I am dropped myself. Then I have found the jewels within my man. Those which were with me always, but they were separated from me because of my ego. Gura ek de bujai, sabna jiyan ka ek data, so main visar na jai. Guru Sahib ends the Pauri with a prayer. Give me this experience of life. Bujai, experience. Let me live it. Sabna jiyan ka ek data, so main visar na jai. That this whole creation is a gift from the Creator, of the One. Let me not forget this experience ever in my life, Guru says. Manifestations deceptions, imagination. These are all tools of the man. They can help us, but they are not absolute reality. What will help us is the Shabad. Shabad is the Guru, but only if I have the Surt. If I have the Surti, the listening ability, the absorbing ability, to be present without thinking, with all my focus and attention. Maharaj invites us always to visit the Tirath with one mind. Where the mind is absorbed in the Creator. Guru Arjan Sahib says, Sahavdhan ekagar cheet, Prabh ki ustat karo sant meet. Call to him. Call with love. Sahavdhan ekagar cheet. In attention, with full mind, not distracted mind, not wandering mind, not imagining other things while being in the presence of the Creator. That's the only way I can know reality. That is the only way I can experience reality. That's the only way I can live it and know it and find the Amrit of life. Amrit which doesn't die. Sada, which transcends death. That's the way I celebrate death, by transcending it. That's when we can stand in the presence of Guru Granth and say, let me merge with my Guru. That's when I have found the Anand while I'm living. We do so many things in trying to deceive ourselves. We go for yoga classes, we like to learn discourses, but we don't practice. We don't drop the ego. We don't go into the dhyan of the man. Gura ek de bujai, sabna jiya ka ek data, so mein visar na jai. The sixth Pauri, Maharaj. Please accept this is the ending of today's discourse. I invite you for any questions you may have. Anything you would like to add. Thank you for your presence. In the presence of the Sikh, Guru is felt in the Sangat. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. If we have questions, we can look at those and then we can do Anand Sahib. Harneet can do Anand Sahib today?
Vijay, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa.
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Vijay, one of my friend is also listening to you today.
Ji.
And he has a question and he wants to ask.
Sure.
नमस्कार. दो छोटे छोटे सवाल हैं और मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया. एक सवाल तो मैं आपकी बातें सुनते हुए ही मन में चल रहा था. एक तो मुझे ये समझने में कठिनाई होती है कि कोई भी रियलिटी बिना कल्पना के हो सकती है. एक मुझे ये लगता है और रियलिटी फाइनली कल्पना है, ये मुझे लगता है. दूसरा छोटा सा एक सवाल है कि आपने कहा कि रियलिटी तो एक ही होती है. तो मैं सोच रहा था कि तमाम ऐसी चीज़ें हैं, मसलन अगर दिए को ले तो दिया मिट्टी का दिया है तो मिट्टी है, उसमें दिया है और बाती है. तो मिट्टी और बाती दोनों की रियलिटी उजाला कैसे हो सकता है? ये दो छोटी चीजें.
कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जिनको जिए बिना जाना नहीं जा सकता। हम मन के उस हिस्से में जीते हैं जो मन सदा ही अस्थिर है, चलता रहता है। ये मन मोमेंटरी रियलिटी तो है, उस समय में ठीक है, उस समय के लिए सत्य है, पर सदा के लिए नहीं है। जानना ये है कि ये जो मन अस्थिर है, ये किस स्थिरता पे अस्थिर है। क्या मन की वो अवस्था है जो सदा स्थिर है, जो बदलती नहीं है? वो है रियलिटी। मसलन अगर हम अपने आप को देखें भी, हमने जब जन्म लिया तो हम क्या थे? चाहे वो शारीरिक रूप से देखें, चाहे वो बौद्धिक रूप से देखें, चाहे वो सोच के रूप से देखें, ज्ञान के रूप से देखें, जो हम उस समय थे वो आज नहीं है। तो हमारी एक बदलती रियलिटी है। ये रियलिटी चलती जा रही है, तो ये सदा के लिए नहीं है। रियलिटी की परख क्या है? जो सदा अस्थिर है, एक तार में हाजिर है और जो बदल नहीं सकती। हम उसको इस मन से नहीं जान सकते जिस मन में हम जीते हैं। एक बड़ी प्यारी लाइन है, चलते हो मन राखे अमृत चाखे। ये चलते हुए मन को त्याग दो तो जीवन का अमृत मिलेगा। जीवन केवल सोच नहीं है, सोच के परे एक अमृत का सोमा है। भगत कबीर ने बड़ी प्यारी बात कही है। वो कह रहे हैं, आसमान में आने लहंग दरिया गुसल करदन बूद। मेरे 10वें द्वार में एक दरिया बहता है जो आनंद का दरिया है, मेरे अंदर, आपके अंदर, हम सब के अंदर। जो हमारा स्रोत है, हमारा सोर्स है, जैसे गौमुख गंगा का सोर्स है, हम उसको नहीं जानते हैं। इसलिए हम ये परसेप्शंस के विवाद में गुम हो गए हैं। इमेजिनेशन मन के उस हिस्से का भाग है जो बदलता मन है। इमेजिनेशन कहाँ से आएगी? जो हमने कभी देखा, सोचा, वो रियलिटी नहीं है। पर जीवन में एक रियलिटी है जिसमें कोई इमेजिनेशन नहीं है, वो स्थिर है, वहाँ विचार नहीं है। वो विचारहीन मन की अवस्था है। उसको जाना जा सकता है, उसको विचारा नहीं जा सकता है। उसको जिया जा सकता है, उसे महसूस किया जा सकता है, पर उसको बोला नहीं जा सकता है। जब उस अवस्था की बात गुरु नानक करते हैं तो हुक्म की बात करते हैं। तो महाराज कहते हैं, हुक्म ना कहा जाए। उसके बारे में हम पूरी तरह उसको कभी भी बता नहीं सकते हैं, पर जान सकते हैं। हौमे के पार जाके जान सकते हैं। ये प्रश्न दरिया के उस तरफ खड़े हम लोगों के हैं जिन्होंने उस तट के उस तरफ का जो सत्य है वो जाना नहीं है। नानक भगता सदा विगास, जहाँ सदा विगास है, सदा आनंद है, वो अवस्था हम नहीं जानते हैं। जहाँ बिना कारण आनंद है, वो हम अवस्था नहीं जानते हैं। ये उस दरिया के पार है जिस दरिया को हम जीवन कहते हैं, और हम इस तरफ खड़े होकर विचार रहे हैं। विचारों से जीवन का स्टिमुलेशन मिल सकता है, पर इसका अल्टीमेट एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मिल सकता। वो तो जानने से ही मिलेगा, पार जाने से ही मिलेगा। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं मैं आपको कुछ हद तक सेटिस्फाई कर सका। धन्यवाद।
बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत शुक्रिया
महाराज। जी, अगर कोई प्रश्न है, नहीं तो असी आनंद साहब कोई पढ़ना चाहेगा आप चो?
जी जी
जी महाराज।
रामकली महला तीजा आनंद। एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। आनंद पिया मेरी माए सतगुरु मैं पाया, सतगुर तां पाया सहज सेती मन बजियां बधाइयां। राग रतन परवार परियां शब्द गावण आईयां। शब्दो तंगावो हरि केरा मन जिनी बसाया। कहे नानक आनंद होगा सतगुरु मैं पाया। ए मन मेरिया तू सदा रहो हर नाले, हर नाल रहो तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना। अंगीकारो करे तेरा कारज सब सवारना। सबना गला समरथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे। कहे नानक मन मेरे सदा रहो हर नाले। साचे साहिबा क्या नहीं करते रहे, करता तेरे सब कुछ है जिस देवे सो पावे। सदा सिफ्त सलाह तेरी नाम मन वसावे। नाम जिनके मन वस्या बाजे शब्द कनेरे। कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब क्या नहीं करते रहे। साचा नाम मेरा आधारो, साच नाम आधार मेरा। जिन भुखा सब गवाइयां कर शांत सुख मन आए वस्या। जिन इच्छा सब पुजाइयां सदा कुर्बान कीता गुर विटो। जिस दियां वडियाइयां कहे नानक सुनो संतो। शब्द तरो प्यारो साचा नाम मेरा आधारो। बाजे पंच शब्द तित कर सुभागे। कर सुभागे शब्द बाजे। कला जित कर तारिया पंच दूत तुद बस कीते। काल कंटक मारिया तुर कर्म पाया। तुद जिन को से नाम हर के लागे। कहे नानक तै सुख होवा तित कर अनहद बाजे। आनंद सुनो वर भागियो सगल मनोरथ पूरे। पार ब्रह्म प्रभु पाया उतरे सगल विसूरे। दुख रोग संताप उतरे सुनी सच्ची बाणी। संत साजन पै सर से पूरे गुरते जानी। सुनते पुनीत कहते पवित्र सतगुर रहा पर पूरे। बिनवंत नानक गुर चरण लागे वाजे अनहद तुरे। पवन गुरु पाणी पिता माता तरत महत। दिवस रात दोई दाई राया खेले सगल जगत। चंगियाइयां बुराइयां वाचे धर्म हदूर। कर्मी आपो अपनी के नेड़े के दूर। जिनी नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल। नानक ते मुख उजले खेती छुट्टी नाल। जिनी नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल। नानक ते मुख उजले खेती छुट्टी नाल। वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह। धन्यवाद महाराज, बहुत बहुत।